physical and logical design of the software, hardware, protocol, and the media of transmission. Here resources is nothing but a data, or it may be a file, or it may be a printer. Peer-to-peer network is very easy to set up and it is very easy to maintain. The server is responsible for providing the security and managing the network. Hello to all, a warm welcome to my new session. I am Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidyashram, First Grade College, Mysore. We are on the second session of Introduction to Computer Network. In today's session, I'm going to deal with computer network architecture. Before going to start today's session, let me to recall the things what I discussed in my last session. In my last session, I discussed what is computer network and the components required for computer network. At the same time, I discussed the applications of computer network, features and use of computer network. But in today's class, I'm going to deal with computer network architecture. Moving further, let's see what is computer network architecture. A computer network architecture is defined as physical and logical design of the software, hardware, protocol and the media of transmission. That means the media of the transmission of data. So here a computer network architecture is nothing but the architecture that is mainly used to define the logical and physical component. That means physical design of the software. That means what kind of software it is going to support and what are the hardwares are required by the computer network, as well as which protocol is used to communicate each other and the media of transmission used to transfer the data. So in simple word, how computers are organized. That means how the computers are organized and how the computers are communicate each other. That is itself called computer architecture. So here computer architecture is nothing but how the computers are organized and how the tasks are allotted to the computer system. That means how the tasks are assigned to the computer system. So this is all about computer network architecture. Moving further, we are going to get two types of computer network architecture, that is peer-to-peer network and client-server network. I repeat, there are two types of computer network architectures, that is peer-to-peer network. It is also called P2P network and it is client-server network. Moving further, we are going to study peer-to-peer network, that is P2P network. Here we are mainly going to concentrate about how the two systems are going to communicate each other. That means how the two systems are going to share their resources. Here resources is nothing but a data, or it may be a file, or it may be a printer. Then in peer-to-peer network, we are not going to have any central device like server. That means here we are not going to have server and the transmission of data are carried by using USB. That means universal serial bus are used to carry the data from one system to another system. So here peer-to-peer network is a network in which all the computers are linked together. That means here peer-to-peer network is example for the network. So here all the devices are connected each other with equal privilege. That means for all the devices they have equal privilege. That means they have equal rights and responsibilities for processing the data. So in peer-to-peer network, all the devices have same privilege and same responsibility for processing the data. So here the peer-to-peer network is useful for small environment. That means here the peer-to-peer computer network is mainly designed for smaller organization or for small environment, and it is capable to connect 10 computer system. That means in peer-to-peer computer network we can able to connect up to 10 system, and it is mainly used by small organization or small environment. So special permissions are assigned to each computer for sharing the resources. That means all the computer system must have a special permission for assigning the resources and sharing the resources. But this can lead to the problem if the computer with the resource is down. That means all the systems are capable to share the resources and access the resources. So here the major problem here is, suppose if the particular system does not have enough resource, then it is not possible to share the resources among all the other computer system. So that is the main disadvantage of peer-to-peer network. That means each system must have enough resource to share. So that is the main disadvantage of peer-to-peer network. So in peer-to-peer network, each computer system must have a special permission to assign the resources to all the other computer system. In peer-to-peer network, a special permission are assigned to each computer system for sharing the resource. So here the peer-to-peer network is also called P2P network. That means it is also called P2P network, and this P2P network is connected or created when two or more PC is nothing but the computer system, are connected and share resource without going through a separate server. That means the peer-to-peer networks are created when the two or more PCs want to share their resources each other without the help of server. That time we are going to create peer-to-peer network. So here a couple of computers are connected via the USB, that is universal serial bus, to transfer the files. So in peer-to-peer network, to transfer the files between two devices, we are going to use USB cable, that is universal serial bus. So here the peer-to-peer are both supplier and consumer of resources. So here the P2P act as both consumer as well as supplier. That means when the computer have enough resource, in that time the computer is going to act as supplier, and when the computer does not have enough resource, in that time it act as consumer. So a single machine going to act as supplier as well as consumer. So the access rights are governed by the setting, sharing permissions on the individual machine. That means, so whatever the access permission is required by the system, that is assigned by the individual machine. That means the individual machine is responsible for setting their access permission. So the access rights are governed by setting, sharing permissions on individual machine. That means the individual machine is responsible for setting the permission. So that means which file they want to share, which file they can able to transfer, all those things are carried by the individual machine. So the access permissions are set by the individual machine. In peer-to-peer network, a computer can easily join the network, and in peer-to-peer network, a computer can easily leave the network without disturbing other computer system which is connected to the peer-to-peer network. So here the peer-to-peer network has no dedicated server. That means each machine is responsible for consuming the resources, and each machine is responsible for supplying the resources. So there is no dedicated servers are used in the peer-to-peer network. So this is the diagram for peer-to-peer network. All the devices are connected by using USB. What is USB here? That is universal serial bus, in order to transfer and share the data among all the computers which is connected in the peer-to-peer network. So here all the device can capable to access, that means communicate each other. In the sense, all the devices can capable to share the resources, at the same time they can able to consume the resources from other computer system which is connected to this peer-to-peer network. Moving further, let's see the advantages of peer-to-peer network. So the peer-to-peer network is less costly because here we are not going to use any dedicated server. So suppose if we are going to use server, then we want to invest more money. But here we are going to use the computer system, so it is less costly. So it is less costly, so it does not contain any dedicated server. So this is the main advantage of peer-to-peer network. That means here we are going to use computer system. The another advantage here is, if one of the computer stops working and other computer will not stop working. That means in a dedicated peer-to-peer network, all the systems are connected each other. Suppose if any one of the computer systems stop working, and it won't affect other system. So all the other systems of peer-to-peer network continues their working process. The another advantage here is, it is easy to set up. That means peer-to-peer network is very easy to set up, and it is very easy to maintain, because the computer is responsible for maintaining and managing itself. So in peer-to-peer network, the communication setup and the connection setup is very easy, and maintenance is also easy, because each and every computer is responsible for managing itself. Moving further, we are going to have disadvantages of peer-to-peer network. So here the peer-to-peer network does not contain any dedicated server, that is centralized system. So it is very difficult to take the backup because each system contains different resource and data. So it is the one of the main disadvantage of peer-to-peer network, because in peer-to-peer network we are not going to use any dedicated server. So each device which is connected in peer-to-peer network is responsible for having their own data and resource. So therefore it is cannot back up the data, as data is different in different location. That means each device will have their own data, so the data is differ from one machine to another machine. So it is very difficult to take the backup. And the last disadvantage here is security issue, because the each and every device which is connected to the peer-to-peer network is managed by the computer system itself. So it is very difficult to provide the security, because the each device is responsible for managing itself. So this is the another important disadvantages of peer-to-peer network. Moving on to client server network. So in the client server network, as the name itself indicates, that we are going to have one centralized system called server, and we are going to have n number of end users called client. So a client server network is a network model designed for the end users called client. It allows the end user to access the resources like songs and videos which is stored in the centralized device called server. So here a centralized control is known as server, and other computer systems which is present in the network is called clients. A server performs all the major activities, that means all the major operations like security and network management. That means the server is responsible for performing security as well as control, that means network management. So here the server plays very important role, and server is responsible for performing all the major operations like security, network management as well as resource sharing. So here a server is a device that is central controller, and it is responsible for managing all the resources like files, directory and printers. So in client server network, all the resources are stored in the server, and the clients are capable to access the stored information from the server. So here the client server architecture, that means this figure represents the client server architecture. So we are going to have n number of end users, that is the client, and we are going to have one centralized device or centralized controller called server. The server is responsible for providing the security and managing the network. At the same time, the server is responsible for managing all the resources like printer, files, programs, etc. So all the client communicate with each other through the server. So in this diagram, all the clients are going to communicate each other by using server. Moving further, here the client server architecture is a producer and consumer computing architecture. I repeat, the client server network is also called producer and consumer architecture. where the server act as producer and client act as consumer. I repeat, where the server act as producer. Server act as producer and client act as consumer. So the client server network is also called producer and consumer. So here the server is called producer and the client is called consumer. So the client server architecture is a computing model in which the server hosts, delivers and manages most of the resources. That means the server is responsible for hosting, at the same time delivering, and at the same time managing all the resources and services to be consumed by the client. So here the server act as a producer. So the producer is responsible for hosting all the resources, delivering all the resources and managing all the resources which is consumed by the client. So in client and server network, all the resources are stored in the server side. So here a client server architecture consists of two type of components called server and client. So a server is a component. I repeat, a server component always listen for request from the client component. That means a server is always going to listen for the request which is coming from the client. So here client component is nothing but the client computer system. When a request is received, the server processes the request and sends the response back to the client. That means, so when the request is received by the server is going to process the request and the server is responsible for sending the response back to the client. So here the client machine is responsible for requesting the resource. So that is processed by the server, then server is responsible for sending the resource back to the client. That means sending the response back to the client. So in the client server network, the client is responsible for making the request, whereas the server is responsible for responding the request. So here the client is going to send the request and which is received by the server. Then the server is going to process the request and the server is responsible for response back to the client. So this is the actual procedure of client and server network. So in client server network, the server is capable to hold all the resources. At the same time, it is also responsible for providing the security and managing network. When the client wants to have any resource, then client is going to send the request to the server. So now the server is going to accept the request and process the request, and the server is responsible for sending the response back to the client. Moving further, let's see the advantages of client server network. So a client server network contains a centralized system. Therefore, it is very easy to take the backup because all the data and resources are stored in the server machine. So it is very easy to take the backup. A client server network has a dedicated server that improves the overall performance of the whole system. That means whatever the request we are going to send, that is very effectively carried by the server. So we are going to have a dedicated server that improves the performance of the whole system. Then the security is better in client server network compared to peer-to-peer network, and it also increases the speed of sharing resources. These are the some of the advantages of client server network. Moving further, we are going to have disadvantages of client server network. So in client server network, it is expensive as we require server and large memory. I repeat, a client and server network is expensive because we required a centralized server and we required large memory capacity. Then a server has a network operating system. That means the server system must have network operating system, and the cost required for network operating system is also high. That means it is expensive. And here the client server network requires a dedicated network administrator. That means here, to manage all the resources, to control all the resources, we required a dedicated network administrator. So these are the three disadvantages of client server network. In my next session, I'm going to discuss types of computers. In that, I'm going to discuss what is LAN, what is WAN, and what is MAN. So dear student, in today's session, we discussed network architecture. In that, we discussed peer-to-peer network and client server network along with the advantages and disadvantage. So dear students, let's meet in the next session. Until then, take care. Thank you.